In this video, I'm going to show you how you can make a wheel. So you want to make your title. And wheels generally will be made from cylinders. And there's a couple important things in here that are not immediately obvious. One of the things that you want to do is in the shape setting, if you drag a cylinder, you want to change the number of sides all the way to its max. The circles and cylinders in Tinkercad are not actually circular. They're actually polygons, and you're setting the number of sides. If you have a small number of sides, the default I think is 20, then your shape will not actually look very circular. And you can even see right here, you can kind of see the points on the end. So to get rid of those points, we want these to roll for our wheels. So set the number of sides to 64, and then it'll be nice and circular. You want to have the dimensions of your wheel already known. So let's say we want wheels that are 30 millimeters by 30 millimeters. And our wheels, sometimes people do thick wheels, sometimes they do thin wheels. I'm going to just demo a wheel that is 4 millimeters thick. And here's the basic function of our wheel. Now, a couple cool things that people like to do. If you want to do a very basic wheel, just a solid cylinder, then we just need to make a hole for the center. And let's say we know that the opening needs to be 2.5 millimeters. So we'll make our little 2.5 millimeter hole and put this in the middle. Now, to center this is really important. If you want this to be centered, the hole to be centered in the middle of the cylinder, you want to look at this from the top, select both objects at the same time, and this tool up here is called Align. If you click this, then we can center on this axis by clicking. So if you click these dots, right? So center on this axis and center on this axis. So now these pieces are exactly aligned. You can also center on the Z axis, but that doesn't help us very much. If we click this, then that looks weird. We want these both to rest on the plane. So once we have those aligned, then we can click Group, and here is a very basic wheel. All right, and we can see there's the little hole in the center, goes all the way through. Very nice. Now, if you want to do something a little bit more clever, if you want to do a wheel with spokes, to do a wheel with spokes, you need to do the correct order of joining. So to do spokes, you want to first cut out a big portion of your wheel on the middle. So I'm going to make a slightly smaller cylinder here. Right, and so we're going to move this in here. So you can see when I join these, it's going to cut out the majority of this. We're going to center it on this axis. So we're going to center there and here. Okay, that looks good. And now you want to join these together and group those. So now we have a ring to work with. And so to do the spokes, I'm going to just use a box for this. And so we want to look, this was 4 millimeters tall. So if you want a spoke to be flat with it, then you can make this also 4 millimeters tall. You could do spokes that actually are a little bit lower. That's up to you. And so then we'll take this, and we're going to make this a little longer. All right, and now this can be a spoke. All right, so this can go in the middle here. Now, if we want to do more than one spoke, right, so we put that there. If you want to do another one of these, you can just do a copy and paste. So Control-C, Control-V, and this will give you an additional spoke. So this spoke is the same size, but we need to rotate it. So you want to get a good viewing angle. Right? So here is our our viewfinder, and we can click this. Trying to center the screen on this here, and it's not working. Oh, here we go. Here we go. All right. So if you are looking down at this selected piece, you see a little arrow right here. And so if we click on that arrow, we can turn the piece. And you'll see the degree markings are on the screen there. Now there's two sets of degrees. There's the big ticks on the inside that will snap to the big degrees, or if you move your cursor to the outside, it will give you full range of motion. Be careful if you do this, because sometimes it's hard to get it back where you want it if you misalign it. So I'm going to go back to 0, and then we're going to drag this on the inside, and so turn this 90 degrees. And this is a simple spoke design. So if we want to center these, we're going to select all of these at once, and then go to Align, and then these want to be centered this way and this way. So now we know that our pieces are nice and centered, and then we're going to group all of these together. And now we have a wheel with spokes, and then we're going to put this axle hole in the center there, and once again align everything centered, centered, and grouped. And then here is a very basic fan car wheel with spokes.